If you're looking for a center build that can do everything, this 7'3" center with max wingspan is an absolute beast in NBA 2K25, and I'm going to show you the full build here in just a second. Full disclaimer, I made this exact build for the double rep event in the rec and played a lot of my games with randoms, and I was still able to cash in on some serious rep. With multiple games of 20 points and 20 rebounds, and even a Westbrook triple-double with at least 20 points, 20 rebounds, and 20 assists, this build can post some gaudy stat lines. This will be a quick build video packed with valuable insight, so be sure to drop a like and watch the whole video through. Now, as you can see, I'm a purple plate, so I've played a ton of games on this build, and I know exactly what my strengths and weaknesses are, which is a lot of strengths and not many weaknesses. But the whole point of this build was to grab defensive rebounds and throw break passes for easy assists. I also wanted a balanced offensive game and a balanced defensive game, and here's what I came up with. This build features a 99 defensive rebound for Legend Rebound Chaser and a 98 pass accuracy for Legend Break Starter, which is going to allow you to snag rebounds over everyone and throw the break pass for an easy assist like I mentioned. Every once in a while you'll still get some fluky passes, but that's literally 2K being 2K, and I assure you that having this high of a pass accuracy will be well worth the investment. But let's go back to the beginning and start with our vitals. This build is a max height at 7'3" with a max wingspan of 8 feet and basically a minimum weight at 231 pounds. This build here is going to make us the fastest 7'3" in the game, and as you can see, we get 60 speed, which isn't exactly lightning fast, but at this height 60 speed can still feel decent, especially with two-way tenacity. And then I know there's people out there saying, hey Spill, what about the low strength? And again, since we're 7'3", this build can still hold its own on box outs and back downs. For physicals, we maxed out every attribute, which means the 60 speed and 48 agility makes this the quickest 7'3" build possible. And then we maxed out the strength and vertical to 73 and 74. Moving on to our finishing, I mentioned I wanted a balanced offensive game, so I basically went with 80s across the board. I have 84 close shot for Silver Paint Prodigy, and then 80 layup is kind of OP at 7'3". I get Giannis layup package and Silver physical finisher, and 80 driving dunk for quick drops off 1 and clutch baseline reverses off 2, and I'd probably be okay with going 75 driving dunk here and just equipping Giannis dunk package, but I do enjoy the 80 dunk, and I feel like I get some pretty crazy takeoffs. And then an 81 standing dunk for big man contacts and Silver rise up. These finishing thresholds allow me to go up with whatever shot I want, within reason of course, but being 7'3" definitely helps with that. When it comes to shooting, I maxed out the 3-point and mid-range, which gives us Silver set shot specialist at a 78 mid-range and a max 3-point rating of 73, which has been surprisingly effective for me. I'm gonna keep saying this, but at 7'3" with a max wingspan, I can pretty much shoot over anyone, and especially if I get a smaller guard matched up on me, that's gonna be an open shot every time. So despite the max wingspan and the inside the arc build name, this build is still able to space the floor and punish defenders for leaving you open. Here's the jump shot I'm using, but if you want to browse the hundreds of jump shots we've tested with make percentages, speeds, and green windows, consider signing up for NBA 2K Lab Premium at NBA2KLab.com. There's also a ton of other features to help improve your game on 2K, and you can use code SPILLBOY if you want a little discount, but let's get back to the video. For playmaking, it's pretty simple. We have the 98 pass accuracy for Legend Break Starter, and I use 3 cap breakers here, which means if we get another +1 as a season reward, I can use that to get 99 for Legend Versatile Visionary. I currently use my max +1 on that badge to get it to Legend, so I'll be able to free up that badge perk for something else. But the absolute full court steams I throw with this pass accuracy is just absurd. On full court inbounds, I'm always scanning to see if the defenders are back, because if not, I'm throwing the ball to my teammate streaking for an easy assist. And that's why the randoms love playing with me on this build, because they always get the ball, which naturally builds a rapport and typically works in my favor. Now, as I mentioned, since it's 2K, you're always liable for a dud pass here and there, so don't be surprised when it still happens. But for the most part, there is no pass I'm afraid to throw. Moving on to the defense of this build, we have an 85 interior defense for gold off-ball pest, and it's not the greatest badge, but I do feel like it helps a good amount. This is still a great badge to have on a big man to help stop those backdoor cuts and just grab people running by you. A 62 perimeter defense will always be helpful on a big. This is going to give us bronze immovable enforcer, and just in case you ever need to step up, this will definitely help give a little bit better contest. Then we have a 60 steal for bronze interceptor, and this is actually really good when paired with the 8-foot wingspan. I've gotten plenty of lane steals, plenty of blitz steals, and since this build has a 60 speed also, I'm able to cover more ground to make these interceptions a little bit easier. I always recommend 60 steal on big man builds because bronze interceptor actually works fairly well. Now lastly, we have a 78 block, which might seem a little low, but since we're capped at a 74 vertical, I figured this would be a good threshold as we get silver high flying denier. This 78 block has allowed me to get snatch blocks with ease and hold down the paint very effectively. Now lastly, we have our rebounding, and the easiest way to get get rep is to get a defensive rebound and throw the break, so I paired the 98 pass accuracy with a 99 defensive rebound to make this as easy as possible. I'm going to keep saying this, but at 7'3" with an 8-foot wingspan, there's plenty of boards to be had, and I even went with an 85 offensive rebound to be able to snag those as well. And all in all, this build has been one of my favorites to run with or without a squad. The speed can be a concern at times, but for regular rec play and even proving grounds, your teammates will love playing alongside this build. Now, if you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, consider dropping a like. It'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you all for watching. It's been Spill, and I'm out. Later.